Okay, so the last part of our business model is look at in what terms this business model would be profitable. And in order to do that, we need to look at two functions. First one is what are our revenue streams? So from what services or products our customers would be willing to pay something for us. And it can be done in many different ways, but one way is to look at, is there something assets that we are actually selling them? So it's like a one-off trading, so we are selling them something and they are paying for us something. Or is it according to how much they use, for example, our service, and then they pay that fee according to the usage? Or do they subscribe something from us? Or do they become a member of our community, for example, and they pay something from that? Or are they renting or leasing or lending our services or products and paying something from that? So the first task here is to identify from what the customer is really willing to pay. And hopefully there are more than one revenue stream. There is hopefully several where customer is paying. Once we have identified our sources of revenue stream, then we look at the cost structure. So our infrastructure in our business model, it causes costs. There are fixed, basically two kinds of costs. There are fixed costs and there are variable costs. Fixed costs are those that occur anyway. It is not depending on how much we actually produce the activities. It comes anyway. So, for example, if we are paying rent from our office space, or we are paying monthly fee for our IT communication devices and so on. So we anyway need to pay them. And if we have hired staff, we need to pay them salary every month. So that is fixed costs. And then there are variable costs that varies according to how much business we are doing. And we should be able to identify what kind of fixed cost we have, what kind of variable costs we have. Once we have done that, then we should look at how much we get revenues from our customer or from our customer groups, and compare them to the costs that we have. And hopefully we get some profit. So our revenue stream exceeds our cost structure. And one way to do that is, for example, simply look at when, how, and in what terms do we reach the break-even point. So once we know roughly our fixed costs, we have evaluated the variable costs by the unit, then we look at how many number of units we could sell, for example, in 1 month or 1 year. And then we look at what would be the price. And the price we can calculate in many different ways. One way is to look at the market prices and try to position our product or service to the market, and then just roughly estimate what would be the sales price. And then we can see in what terms, how many units we have to sell in certain price that we get a break even. So we get zero result in profit terms. And everything above break even is then profit.